Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to make my potting mix. I have hydrangea here and a few other plants over there that I want to up pot in these larger containers. So I want to go ahead and make my potting mix, which consists of compost, organic compost. I use this brand all the time. That's the compost. And then perlite. This is the coarse perlite right here. And then I also use pine bark mulch. This helps with the drainage. So that's the pine bark. And then peat moss. So it's the very fine peat moss. So these, the ratio is probably about 25% each. Maybe the compost a little bit more, but generally, I just eyeball it. So about a quarter way of each of these things, each of these four components. So I'll go ahead and get started. I'll be mixing it in this Gorilla cart right here. So let's get started. With the perlite, you need to be wearing a mask because the particles are very, even though it's the coarse type, the particles are still very fine. So for your safety, whenever you're using perlite, make sure you have on your mask. Then last is the peat moss. So I make this mix pretty much for everything that I pot up. It's simple. When I do my fruit trees, I add more pine bark than this. But pretty much the recipe, I use this for all my potting mixes. So the compost gives it the organic matter that we need. The peat moss helps it retain water, but yet the perlite helps it makes the water move through the mix. So this is it. It's very simple. So this is a Be Happy Hydrangea. I bought this in the spring. I left it in the container because I wasn't sure how well it would do. I've never grown this hydrangea before. I wanted to see how it would do in this container over the summer, and it did well. I just cut off the dried up florets today. So because I'm in zone 9B, hydrangeas are very tricky. I've found that this year I've grown some in containers and they've made it through the summer. So maybe for us, hydrangeas, especially the panicles, the panicle hydrangeas need to be potted up and they need to be in the shade. The last few years I've tried growing them on the ground, and yeah, by July they're pretty much done for. So this one made it through, and I never removed it from the nursery pot. So, and now it's October, so I wanted to go ahead and see how it would do throughout the summer, and I think it's pretty good shape. I just cut off the panicles today, so and I'm using this planter because this is a self-watering planter, and hydrangeas need a lot of water, especially in our hot climate. So that's why I'm using this container right here. So let's see. I'll put the potting mix to this around edges, so we can, because I don't want to disturb the root ball. So loosen it up just a little bit. Hydrangea roots are very shallow. It's very fibrous, so need to be careful when removing them from the container. You want to keep it intact as much as possible for the winter. And pressing it down to remove any air pockets. So it looks like the amount of mix we made was exactly enough for this hydrangea right here. Okay. Okay. Next up, I'll put the pine bark mulch on top. And because it's the fall, this does not need to be fertilized. If I was doing this in the spring, I would fertilize it before I added the mulch. But okay, that looks good. Okay. So I'll go ahead and water it and put it on the patio. So 1 second. Okay, I've brought it to the patio. This is where it spent the whole season. From, I think I bought it in sometime in March, before April for sure. And I just left it here and it was fine. So there's the tag, I added the tag. Watering that deeply. And next to it, I have two reblooming big leaf hydrangeas. I'll show you those in a little bit. So, okay. I think that's enough water. So this is, let me see. This one is the Let's Dance. The purple one, it's a reblooming big leaf. And I did buy this last fall. It was on clearance, I remember. It was exactly a year ago. It was a tiny little thing. And it did well again in this spot. I put them in the same container as I'm putting this one. I have two of them. So this is the Let's Dance. And this other one, that's the Ariba. This is another one, another Let's Dance. This is the pink one, the Can Do. So, and they survived fine, and they've gone up. Actually, you see, we have quite a lot of growth. So this patio, this side gets maybe 1 or 2 hours in morning sun, and that's it. The rest of the day, it's in shade. So I think that's the only, this might be the only way I can grow hydrangeas in my zone. I have an oak leaf. The oak leaf was also in this spot right here with these 3 hydrangeas. The oak leaf bloomed, but then it stopped blooming. I think maybe it was in too much shade. The oak leaf might be a little bit tougher than these. So the oak leaf, I planted it yesterday in the garden somewhere. I'll see if it does well. If it doesn't, that's okay. I'll try another one, bring it back in the patio. But this is, that's the experiment so far this year. And these containers, because they're self-watering, they hold water at the bottom. Although right now there's a frog that lives under that second one. Right there, there's a frog. So I put in enough water so that the frog has water to sit in. And I think we are done. For these rebloomings, I think it's too late to prune them. I think they're going to set for next season. The panicles I can prune in the winter, but these big leaf hydrangeas, I think it might already be too late to prune. So I'll just let them be and see how they flower out next year. So okay, I'll stop this video for here. My other 2 plants that need to be potted up, I'll do those off camera, but it's pretty much the same thing, the same mix, the same 25% mix of the compost, the organic compost, the perlite, pine bark mulch, and peat moss. So all right, thank you, see you in the next one. Bye.